So welcome everybody. We are here today to talk about real conversations, and I'm just going to start off with a wee quote. So there are some people who could hear you speak 1,000 words and still not understand you, and there are others who will understand you without even speaking a word. So we're here today to ask, why do real conversations matter? Conversations are a fundamental part of our working and personal lives. They help build strong relationships, deepen and broaden our understanding. They gauge our capability, build resilience, help problem solve, and teach us to be more decisive and effective in our ways. Whether you're in a leadership role or not, having conversations with your peers, direct reports and leaders will help you build strong working relationships. They will encourage you to have a look for opportunities to better yourselves and to mentoring of those of others, to help be open and honest with your feedback and by coaching. If we don't have the real conversations, we risk devaluing someone else's work. For example, just saying good job to a team of people will not recognise those who have worked harder or longer on a project. It can be challenging having real meaningful conversations in the workplace. So we went out to some of our peers to find out what challenges they face and when having these conversations, and what skills they may require to overcome these challenges. And this is what we discovered.
Bear with us, guys. I think during the video, if you can take the opportunity as you're watching it, just to think about the things that you feel like actually worked in these conversations, and things that you feel like is challenging, or things that can be worked on as well once we get it loaded and stuff like that. So take that opportunity.
David.
Quote. So we have a backup if this one doesn't work. Yeah, if we don't have dance. Oh, animal, right? Dancing for animals.
Well, should we just
Shame.
we'll go into our posters then?
You can always come back to that.
So we'll move on and go on to what we actually discovered with our peer research.
Yeah, sometimes you have to paste it right in the browser, so that's a good chance.
So all of us as a group went out to our peers and asked sort of a handful of people these 3 questions. So the first question we asked was, what struggles and challenges do you face when having a real courageous conversation? And using the wee skill that you all recognise from our classes, we wrote down on post-it notes everyone's answers, and we kind of tried to group them into similar categories. So the 5 main categories that we found in terms of what people struggle with is the perception or response, both their perception of the conversation and the response from the person, the tone that you're setting in the physical environment, preparation going into the conversation, time restraints both in preparation and also with the delivery, and then the direction of the conversation. So if I just pull out a few of the sort of common themes, so you might have difficulty reading the person in the conversation and you don't want to offend them, so being, maybe not being organic in what you're saying because you're worried about what they might think of you. It can be quite an emotional thing, and if you don't know the person well enough, you don't really know how they're going to take on board what you're saying to them. In terms of tone and environment, it's just about struggling to either have the right setting, try to have an environment where you're not constantly interrupted and you can have a meaningful conversation and get an outcome. In terms of preparation, there was sort of a couple of different things. So lack of preparation or lack of practice going into it, but also not necessarily having the facts on both sides. So you might be influenced to go a certain direction where it might not be correct. Time restraints, as I said, both in preparation for the conversation and the time restraint of the actual conversation. And then direction, so you're perhaps not sure or you're nervous about where the conversation will go, and maybe not being able to tailor it when it does change direction on you. The next question we asked our colleagues was, what skills do you need to overcome these challenges that they identified here in the first question? And we've linked them again, we've grouped them and linked them back to the common themes from the first question. So you need to be patient, listen, you need to be empathetic, show resilience and be relatable, and that's all to do with your perception and their perception of the conversation. Funnily enough, people came up with tone as one of the skills. You need to set the right tone. Preparation, one of the things that people suggested was having trainings and courses that you attend, which we're pretty lucky that we have exposure to a lot of those different courses. And then in terms of preparation and time restraints, just allowing yourself to be prepared and be prepared for direction changes and what the person might expect from that conversation. And then for direction, just being confident and being clear with your communication and what you're trying to get across. And the last question we asked, so everyone's talked about the challenges and the skills they might need to have this conversation. So what would a successful, real and courageous conversation look like to you? And in this one we divided everything into 4 main categories. So you walk away feeling supported and valued. There's growth on both sides of the conversation. There's a positive change, and you also set clear expectations. So yeah, the outcomes seem to be that everyone was there's benefit on both sides, and that people have a clear direction going forward of what the expectation is of each other.
We just develop the idea.
So on the chart, copy and paste there, further up.
And then we do it.
Minimise it, right?
So you'll do
Yeah.
So back to you, good. So common themes that we discovered from the entire research that we did amongst our peers as well was that we need to be prepared to have those conversations, real conversations, and actually be authentic. And in our delivery, make sure that we're clear in communicating and asking the right questions. And if we don't have the answers, because we don't always have the answers, always accept the fact that we don't and acknowledge that, and then we find that solution and then we can come back. So always we discovered that we try and put a timeline in place so the person that you're having the real conversation with actually understands that you're actually investing in that questioning, and then you can come back with a response at a later date, so you're not sort of leaving them in limbo. Definitely setting the right tone and being prepared was a huge sort of a theme, I guess, that came and carried through. And also just being prepared when you're having that conversation. A lot of people were saying that actually knowing that person before you have that real conversation actually helps, because that way you're understanding, because every personality is slightly different. So actually changing, I don't know, your delivery, I guess, to that certain person and that you're talking with. Because we're in very much a diverse situation company-wide, everyone has different beliefs as well, so also take that into consideration as well. obviously being a good listener, showing empathy if required, and that way you're building that trust with that person as well, so they're feeling probably more comfortable the next time around if they need to have another conversation with you. You're building that sort of relationship, I guess. So that's what we discovered as well. So overall, that's probably the main themes that we got out of our research. And to leave you with a quote is, one good conversation can shift the direction of change forever.
Can we finish
Can we
with
finish
that
with
one?
the video?
Yay.
Finish it, we go. So we're just going to present this video and just ask you a few questions to conclude.
Yeah, you have to turn your audio back up.
Plugged in. Is it plugged in, ladies, at the side?
Yes, please.
Doesn't-
The root speakers.
Yeah, that's what I wondered if it was plugged in.
They
need that.
You just want me to watch the video. I'm just wanting to present my section.
I'll let so change the button. No, it won't be turned on.
Yeah, just turn the power cord, turn the power base on at the switch.
Yeah, it's on. Well, get a check.
Oh,
Get a
this is-
check.
That's
good.
Hold your ears.
Oh.
Everyone else wanted to use
And
Oh, no. Well, thank you very much for answering.